What's going on today, guys? It's New Year's Day. Lots of good football on, so I mean, we ought to do something fun. There won't be any grass stuff today because it rained all day yesterday. It's still raining a little bit today. The weather is atrocious, so let's grill something. Let's head up to the Smith's Red and White and see what kind of good pork products they got to throw on the grill today. Well, it's still raining. We're gonna follow up in here and get something to make for New Year's Day super rainy grill out 2021. I guarantee you that that's awesome. It's good. But we also got a bunch of rubs and sauces, local stuff. All right, so we've selected some baby backs for today, but it's New Year's Day, so the tradition is you gotta have some black-eyed peas and collards. I don't really like collards, but we're gonna make some collards on a grill. That'll be different. But we'll start by prepping our baby backs, just stripping the membrane, putting some rub on them. The weather still stinks, but I've got the Summit charcoal here loaded up with some Kingsford and some lump charcoal. I'm just gonna the snap jet thing over, get it the light up here. So we'll get that started and get going on our rib journey here. Real quick, because we're in the rain, but I got some lump charcoal, some Kingsford, a couple of big hickory chunks. Throw our heat deflector on top. Apple juice in the drip pan. We're gonna let it kind of burn with the dampers open for a couple minutes here to get the temperature up just a little bit. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't want it to get too much into the smoke range here, but then we'll choke it back by moving the air damper into the smoke position and close that back. Smoke it! All right, I got my ribs on, got them over my drip pan. Kind of stretch them out and lay them out like you want them when you get them up there. We got our temperature holding at about 225-ish. I probably won't even open this lid for another 2 hours. And in North Carolina, we use well, Eastern North Carolina, we use a vinegar-based sauce. So in about 2 hours, I'll probably sauce them a little bit. If you use a ketchup or a real sugary sauce, I wouldn't sauce them at that point. But in about 2 hours, I'll rub a little vinegar sauce on them. Let them go for another hour. So they'll go 3 hours like this. And then at that point, we'll wrap them. And I'll show you what I do when I wrap them when it gets that time. But now we'll go watch some football and hang out. I won't, stand here like this for the next 3 hours. But we'll keep a monitor on this temperature. Try to keep it below 250. Between 225 is where I want it. Some of the charcoal just rolling along, doing its thing. It's holding temperature perfectly where I wanted it, about 225. I've got the bottom selector set over the smoke hole, and let's see here, right there on the top vent. I'll have fuel in it though. Anyway, trucking along. We're at our 2 hour point. It's time to sauce, and then we'll let them go for another hour. Let's check them out. See what these boys look like. Right on cue. All right. Get my little flip over here and sauce the undercarriage. I'll flip them back over. They're still pretty stiff. Rotate them just for fun. All right, let's get a close up. Video close up. Video close up. All right, they're sauced. I'll shut it back down. Let it roll for another hour. We've had them on the grill for 3 hours at 225. Now I'm going to wrap them and put them back on another 2 hours. And I'll show you what I do in my wrapping process. Not that kind of wrapping. Hold on. All right, this is what they're looking like right now. Looking pretty tasty already. This is squeezed butter. I can't think of any other use for such a hard product, but works good for this. So we're going to squeeze butter them up a little bit. Yep. See, it won't even come out of the... All right, squeeze buttered up a little bit. Slap your mama. This is blazing hot. So, just a little of that for character. A little more of the Redneck Labs rub. Redneck Labs. There's my brush. Could just do that with my hands, but I'm not offend anybody. Over. Do the same thing on this side. All right, wrap them up now. All right, that's pretty good and tight. And go back on for another 2 hours. Got them wrapped up in my foil now. And they're gonna go back on here for another 2 hours. It's an all-day process. It's raining, we ain't got nothing else to do. We'll get to these collards on the grill now. That sounds crazy, right? Some of you might even be saying, what the hell is a collard, depending on where you are in the world. Well, this is what it looks like. And the traditional way to cook these down here is to boil them with like some kind of pork ham meat or something. And I'm not a great fan of green food anyway, but they're never that great that way. We're gonna kind of roast these, but First thing you got to do with them is wash them. And when you think you got them washed good, wash them again because they can be kind of gritty. But how you prep these is you got to get this stem out of them. So you'll strip them off the stem and then kind of rough chop them. So that's going to be our first step. Stay tuned. For our grilled collards, we're going to chop up a small onion, a few garlic cloves. Do that now. Then we'll rough chop the collards. We've destemmed them and washed them and destemmed them, however. But we'll get to that now. Garlic. Just kind of rough chop on it. Our bowl. Destemmed and washed collards. Just kind of rough chop them. Didn't quite seem like enough garlic, did it? Let's put some more garlic on. So we've got our onions and our garlic and our collards in the bowl. We're gonna salt and pepper and put a little olive oil in them. Then we're gonna get them ready for the grill. Mix this all up. A couple trying to get away, they don't want to be eaten. All right, that's what it's got going for it right now. What we do with these now is we put them on some foil. We're gonna make foil pouches to put them on the grill in here. Pretty good and tight because we're basically steaming them in there. But after a day of football watching the Miller Lights, that's your 4 pouches of collards. You just, roll them up into 4 pouches. You got that, right? Ooh, I almost forgot. There's a teaspoon of water in there too. A little bit of water in the pouch with the collards and the onions and the garlic and the olive oil. Teaspoon of water. Got the gas grill rolling. I spent too much time prepping my collards, and this thing's about 600 and some degrees right now, so I gotta let it cool down a little bit. Will be about 350, 400 degrees, and I can indirect cook with this because I can just shut one burner off and I can still get that heat off of one side, so I'll put it on the side without the burner on. I just gotta let it cool off for a minute and we'll throw them on the grill. I'll go ahead and do it. We want about 20, 30 minutes on these at about 375, 400 degrees, in that range. So I've got them on the side I've got turned off, and this side's raging over here. It's the Wilmington grill. There you go, collards on the grill. We'll check them out in about 25, 30 minutes. See what we got going on there. The collards are rolling at about 400. So sit here and wait for them. So 25, 30 minutes as we see what's happening in this Notre Dame game. It's like Notre Dame is not faring well. Oh well. Check the collards. They'll be fine. Get them off. Got the ribs off. Go inside and do some stuff here. After a long day of toiling away, I think it's all ready. So I'm gonna unwrap these ribs. See what they look like. They've been in here chilling out for a few minutes. They're still, ooh, they're still hot. That's our ribs right there. Our collard pouches. Put a peek in there. Roasted collards look like. You could take these ribs and stick them back on the grill, not wrapped up for another while, and get them back crusty on the outside. They still got a little bark on them, but everybody's ready to eat, so let's roll with it. Let's cut these things. That's for doneness, kind of poke them. That's a flat end dowel, and it goes right in between the bones. These boys are right. All right, there it is. I would have showed you my black-eyed pea making process, but I opened a can. Yeah, but the ribs, bone, they can't eat. I can't shake it off the bone. But anyway, it's gonna be awesome. Happy New Year's, and get you some grilled collards and black-eyed peas for good luck and wealth and all that, and get some ribs because they're good. All right, thanks for watching.